Hello everyone, this is Julie from Patchworks. Let's just wait a couple minutes for people to hop on. I am hanging out in the shop tonight and we have some really fun things that we're going to show you. So I'm super excited. Let me know you're here and then we will make sure that we have our official woot to start. So I hope everyone's holidays have been going great. I had a really nice weekend last weekend, and I'm looking forward to a nice weekend as well. All right, I see people hopping on, so it's super exciting. All right, so it's always a party at Patchworks. Let's get this party started. Woot, woot. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Must Sew TV, live at Patchworks. It is December 29th, 2022, and we are super excited to have you here today. December got a little mixed up, and last week, we had our blizzard warning, which ended up being like just, a dusting of snow, and now it's tropical weather outside, so you just never know what is happening. So I'd like to thank you for tuning in tonight. We are going to have a recap of some really fun things that we did this month, as well as just kind of a recap of where we've been and talk about where we're going and tell you about a little bit of all the fun stuff that we have going on in the store. So I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in tonight to see all the good stuff. So we have block number 12 of our Aurifil Color Builders. I shared the thread with you last week, I think, maybe not, I'm not sure, but I want to share it with you, and I have a super special treat that we're going to be looking at a little bit later, as well as you might be able to see in the background a little bit. Oh, super exciting. So let's take a look overhead and let's look at the spider lily. So this here is the spider lily, which is the block number 12 for our Aurifil Color Builders. Now we are rounding out our last month of the Color Builders, okay? So this month we have the spider lily, and let's very carefully open this up. So it is 2 variegateds and 1 solid of 50 weight fabric or 50 weight thread. And this is rounding out the last color capsule that Aurifil is presenting this year. So we have 2024. You can always use nice, clean white thread. This is 45 or 46.52, and this one is 46.65. So 2 black and white variegateds, one that's more white than black and one that's more black than white, and then the pure white. Our pattern is for the spider lily, and the spider lily is from Mexico. So beautiful flower, and Jackie was so wonderful. She went ahead and made us a sample here to share with you. And what I really like about this one is the playfulness that she took with stitching out these little stamen here. And she used some green that she used from a previous month. So this month in the color pack, we have an assortment of greens, and then we have a gray, a little bit of a dot here. This is a Hoffman 885. And then for the white, I actually gave you pure white, which is just a solid. So this is the first time I think I'm giving you a non-batik fabric. So that's really, really fun. And you can see how Jackie did this on the grunge background. So she used a satin stitch around the leaves, and then just some straight stitch for thread painting the stamen here, and then an open zigzag around the very fine drapey petals here that we have of the spider lily. Oh, so gorgeous. Now, one other thing I want to share with you is that this is on the grunge fabric, and she used, on this particular sample, she used the grunge upside down. And so the print side is on the back side, and when you use the grunge upside down, you get a more subtle look, and so you have the grunge less noticeable. In some of the fabrics, when you're doing this, you actually have, I'm just going to pull out a dark one here since I'm by the grunge wall. Sometimes you don't see the screen printing at all, and so it's really just like a solid, okay? But with this one being light, you can see a little bit of the screen printing through. So anyhow, so just kind of fun and different way to think about the grunge. If you have some grunge in your stash and you're needing a little bit of solid, look at what backsides of grunges that you have so that you can improvise and make sure that you can complete or move on with your project. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Aurifil has decided that for 2023, they are going to repeat the 3 programs that we already presented. So if any of you were interested in special ordering any of those capsule boxes, we do have a couple of all of these variegated color builders available for you while supplies last. And then we're able to order in any of the color capsules from either the solid 50 weights that were year 1, the solid 40 weights, which were year 2, or the combo 50 weight here, which has the 2 variegated and 1 solid here in year 3. We will be staying tuned to see if Aurifil is going to be producing another year-long project, collaborative effort, because we would definitely hop on that and make sure that we could extend subscriptions to you if any of those come about. I did want to let you know that we do have that Everglow Neon Tulip Pink thread capsules already on order, which are expected later this or into 2023. So if you were looking for those, just know that we continue to carry and would be more than happy to bring in any capsules, designer boxes, whatever you may like from Aurifil. So, who wants to see the super special things that I have to share that Jackie brought in for us that shows her versions of the Aurifil color builders in the floral? She put them all together. Who wants to see? I know I do. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to grab that camera. So I'm going to set you down to this camera so you don't see me jostle around. And then I'll meet you back and we will walk around and take a peek at these unbelievable quilts. Okay? I'm so excited to share these with you. All right. I'm going to make this go away here so that we can see. Okay, and I'm also going to make our little graphic go away. You know who we are. So as I walk away from this main camera, I'm not going to see comments for a titch, okay? So if I miss something that you're telling me, I'll be able to circle back and we will find it, okay? All right. So we're on the move now. Dun, 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 on the move. So remember, as I've been showing you through the different months, that Jackie's been working on the different blocks and she shows them in several different varieties. She put all of them together in quilts. Now, I didn't quite think this through how I was going to share them to you in your full glory. So it might be a little seasick here while I just quick walk and don't trip over something to be able to show you. Look at this. Okay, we've got to move stuff out of the way. I should have thought about this a little bit better. Okay, so Jackie set them in several different ways. Let's walk over to the ones that we can see in full. Does that sound good? That sounds great. Okay, so these two here, oh my goodness. These we set so we could, so this one here, Jackie had a combination of black and white backgrounds, and then she decided to sash it, and she put a border around the whole thing. Let's take a peek. Now, none of these are quilted yet, but you can see we have a combination of the long blocks, so the 2-unit blocks, the single blocks, and then the long vertical blocks. Each of the blocks is done just a little bit differently, and because she made so many different blocks, she did pull from stash and used some other fabrics. So there are some grunges in here in addition to the batiks that were in your pack, or there could have been other batiks as well. Now, in the Aurifil materials, the one that Kate Brennan put together, she may not have used the reversed patterns when she put them together. So her, this one right there, Birds of Paradise, hers is going in the opposite direction. So Jackie made sure to use that, make sure that all of them were reversed that she did. The second one here, sashed, all white grunge backgrounds. Once again, a little bit different all the way around. You'll have to vote after we're done to say which one is your favorite. I don't know that I have a favorite because they're all unique in their own ways. And I just love how different ones pop out in different ways. Such great work. Okay, so now we're going to go to, let's see here. We're going to go this way. All right, so we're going to look at them up close. We have sashing on this one. This is another all white. I'll make sure to grab pictures of these straight on so we can see the whole piece. I feel horrible that I did not take a look through the lens to see how I'd be able to capture these. So you'll be able to see after we're done with the program, I will hang all of them so I can get full shots so we can admire them in their glory. This one here, this is all black, and this is not sashed. It just has a border. And then to finish it up, we have this one, which is not sashed, but we have one of the Create Joy Project's beautiful floral borders. And really that border pulls so much together. And I love, love, love how that looks. So I'm going to walk to this side and see if we can get maybe a little bit better side view here of how they all look. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. As I said, I will share photos of all 5 of them straight on so that we can just be inspired and look at them and check them all out. So I was at the zoo for the zoo lights this week, and I was really excited because I found in the reptile building that there was a walking palm in the Amazonian reptilian habitat display. And I said to my sister, I said, look, I said, that's a walking palm. And she said, how do you know that? And I said, oh, because I learned that from Aurifil. So thank you so much for sharing that. Super, super exciting. While we are mobile, and I'm just checking back, and while we're mobile, I don't see any questions I need to answer right now, so great. While we're mobile, we're just going to take a quick little walk around. So we have here our table of chaos during our year-end clearance event. Isn't that fun? So all sorts of really exciting things here. We have some 50% off books and patterns. Our bundles are $29.99. Oh my goodness. Our roll-ups, we have yard rolls that are normally $5.99. They are 3 for $10. We have some Scrap Fest here. All of our Christmas is 30% off. This is on the website as well. In store, it is a quarter yard minimum, but online it is a yard minimum because that's just how it needs to be for us to share with you all the sale pricing. And then, this is exciting, you get to see the preview. We are bringing back the whole sale room, okay? So we've gotten this far, okay? So we still have to move that out and finish filling with sale. But we have that all there. Everything's online. And it's really exciting, and I can't wait to share that with you. So that's in our clearance section. So we'll be able to do that. Now we are going to hop on over to the front because, as I said, we are doing a recap of all the amazing things that we've done this year, right? So this is the Block Bonanza, which we haven't talked about for a little bit. And this is the 6-inch sampler that we were working on throughout the year. If anyone is still working on this, let me know. So with the holidays, things got away from us. I know we have about 10 blocks that we hadn't finished, but I was not sure who is still working on it. And I want to make sure that we can provide instruction and inspiration to those of you who are still working on it. And for those of you who are finished or have made your quilts, please let me know. And I would love to share your work so that we can just all admire and be inspired by your work. So this is the gorgeous quilt done by Mary Seelan, and she chose her favorite blocks from Block Bonanza as well as a few other 6-inch favorites to make this gorgeous large lap quilt. All right, so now we're going to go back and I'm going to put you overhead while I put this back up so we can see you overhead. All right. So much great stuff. So much great stuff. All right, let's see if I can get everybody back in view here. I let Frank go snowmobiling this week, but poor guy, I don't know where there's going to be any snow left for him to snowmobile. So good thing he got a couple days in. All right. So I was just super excited with all of the great inspiring work to be able to share with you. I hope that you enjoyed it. And as I said, I will be posting photos of those quilts so that you can admire them straight on and just look at them. I would love to see other quilts that you have made in our patchwork party. And if there is if you have made quilts from our programs here, please let me know because I would love to feature them in an upcoming program. So let me know, and at a minimum, please, please, please share them in our Patchworks party. All right, so what other fun things have we done this year that we're still working on or have already finished? Well, we've worked on our toes in the sand, right? And so we presented the last block in the beginning of December. And We have them all made. They're hanging up at the top of our foyer. What we're going to do is in the first Thursday in January, we are going to talk about assembly. We're going to start assembly, talk about laying things out, putting in our filler blocks, answer any questions you have over any other questions that you might have technical wise. We'll do that, and then as we'll start talking about it, Heidi will do some magic, and so in February we'll have a finished toes quilt to share with you. We do have kits and patterns still available. We keep restocking them. So, and then after we have the finished quilt hanging, we're going to continue to support it. So I do know that Julie Herman from Jaybird Quilts, she has all of her content shared for forever. We'll be supporting this for a while longer, and sometimes you just need to see that finished quilt to be able to figure out that yes, it's worth going forward and finishing it. So we hope that you are excited about moving on in that journey. We just know that especially with the holidays that, you know, getting through 12 blocks is a accomplishment in and of itself. So then we'll talk about how to put it together first in the new year. All right. I've been playing in my sewing room, and I've been a little delinquent in the past couple of weeks because I need to figure out how I can better talk to you from my sewing room. This seemed brilliant, but then I can't keep a persistent connection from my sewing room. So I don't know if I can improve my internet. We're looking at a different router, but at home we were just having some technical issues. So I wanted to show you what I have been working on. I haven't moved ahead. So Linda, I know you're watching. Don't worry. I did not go and do anything more. I just had to do a little bit of catch up because I was showing you blocks, but then I was being bad because after I showed you the block, I'd just go back upstairs and I didn't necessarily finish everything I showed you. So, all right, let me show you those fun things that we've been working on. So I keep everything in one of these great pouches, and I don't have any more of the zebra pouch in stock right now. I'm sure I could get them, but we do have some other amazing pouches that I'll show you in just a little bit that you can keep everything in. I love having the pouches to be able to work on things. So excited that so many of you are joining in to see us tonight. So I've been working on things, and look at all of my stacks of blocks. Aren't you proud of me? Ha! So we have our intersection blocks in all the colors. We do have this kit available still, so you can also use your own fabrics. I was talking to someone today, and they were saying they were a little bit overwhelmed with some of the contemporary options that we've had in this year's Blocks of the Month. So you're going to be super excited about what we're talking about for Blocks of the Month for next year. But one of the things I did want to share with you that is unrelated to any particular thing, but I wanted to show you that I do it too. Okay, so I was working, and you probably can't see this from where I'm showing you, but I'll show you. I ran out of this fabric. I don't know if I was cutting or what I was doing. So I ran out of this fabric at home. I pieced it so that I could finish my log and finish my block. I did it on 2 blocks. Can you see it now? I bet you can't. I want you to feel confident that if you need to, go ahead and piece fabric to be able to cut out the pieces that you need to make. in order to finish your quilt, okay? If you have the fabric and it's not 12 seams, why not just piece it together and make it work, okay? Of course, I love to sell you fabric, but I also love to be able to have you finish things. And so I just wanted to share with you that even I do that, where we piece things together, okay? And it's okay. All right, so those are my intersection blocks. Then I have my chunky cross blocks. I had been playing around with substituting out some fabrics. Because I still want to sell our kits, I am going to go ahead and I am going to remake this one. And I'm going to remake this one. Not because I don't like to show artistic things. I just need to make sure that when you're looking at the picture, you're looking at what quilt we have hanging, that you can say, oh yeah, I know how to do that. Okay, or mine looks like that. So I'm going to be remaking those to match. We had some super simple strips that we put together. We played with some fussy cutting and made some quarter log cabins. Look at these tiny ones, they're so cute. I love it. And then we did that. So I have still this guy here. Oh, you can't see that. I have it off screen. So I have this block ready to go. I just was missing my legendary, and then I needed some more purples. So for making this guy here, I needed some more purple. So I have this left to go, and then we'll be caught up to where I told you we needed to be. Actually not, because I already shared making half square triangles, which are these outside guys there. So whenever you're working with something, I made a ton of color copies so that I could write on these, so that as I was pulling for my blocks, I could write on, so this was small log cabin 2, small log cabin 3. Being able to write on there, so that is just a pro tip as you are working on your blocks, to be able to take notes on stuff. And so I essentially had a page for each pattern that I was working on, so that I had my notes. All right, so let me know along the way if you have any questions. If you were still on the fence, do not worry. I am still working on it. It is going to take a while for us to completely finish this. And then after we're done finishing it, well, it's going to hang in the shop. So there is still a long time to decide if you wanted to play along. I like to make sure that you have options. All right, I'm going to set this aside, and then we're going to take a recap and look at the quilted quilt of the cross weave 12-pack quilt that we shared in our Moda session, or our part Moda session, because Moda didn't get its own whole show this past month. All right, are you ready for it? So the cross weave is this new basic collection, and it's woven, so it's the yarns are going this way and this way. Really nice. If you are familiar with peppered cotton or shot cotton or chambray, the cross weave is Moda's equivalent of it. It's a very nice weight fabric, nice soft silky yarn dye, and I haven't washed it yet, but I have sewn with it and it sews really nice. Heidi put together a quilt, and we already have it quilted by Angie, and this is one of her new designs. I should have asked along the way what design this is, but I'm sure she will be able to tell you. So I probably should do the fancy. Well, I'm not going to do the fancy because it's not rolled up, but look at this. Can you see it? Probably should have moved the table back so that you could see it better. What we did is we took a 12-pack pattern that was set up to go like this, that had each of the blocks randomly put together. So actually in the original pattern with the original quilts that we did, and I should pull to see if we have pictures of it, we had, it's super, super scrappy. So we had the background scrappy, we had the feature fabric scrappy, all the logs super, super scrappy. Here we decided to make diagonal rows, and because we wanted to stay true and only use a fat quarter in this versus showing you a fat quarter pattern but really using 3/4 of a yard, we figured out how many blocks you could make from a fat quarter and then determined that that would be the maximum size of what the quilt could be using the fat quarter. So we made it smaller, and then it was more appropriate to show it to you this way rather than this way, okay? This would still be a nice size and it could be a nice lap quilt, but traditionally we have them narrower or thinner and, I don't know, you know what I'm saying. So we have shorter width, longer length. And so we decided to feature the quilt going sideways to show you, and I think it is super exciting and super fun. We'll be hanging this in the shop for you to be able to see. Patterns are available, and we have packs for this as well. If you had wanted to make it just like Heidi, we can share with you the solid that she used and also give you the addended layout so that you can figure out how to cut and place these to look like this. We decided to use a super funky wide back on this. This was from Tula Pink's Daydreamer collection, and this was sort of an ode as well to the direction of moving into 2023, where we are going to combine and share and have each of our programs be assorted manufacturers and not try to split them out into any single manufacturer. So I thought that this would be a fabulous way to give a nod to everyone playing together happily, and that is why we chose a different manufacturer back for this one. And plus the rainbow theme I thought was super exciting for our quilt. All right. So now I am going to share with you a couple of the thoughts of blocks of the month that we are going to be tackling next year. We are going to be finishing up our Toes in the Sand, and we are going to be doing a program for that. We're going to have it in January, also in February. We're going to be planning and sharing with you our planning because the Glimmer and Gleam, which is going to be from, this one is going to be Moda inspired. I shared it with you over the past couple times. This is a really fun large quilt. It is shown with grunge, but you could of course do anything that you'd like. It is an 84 by 96 pattern, and so that's a really nice bed size pattern. We will have kits available for that, and I know a couple of you have already signed up for them. I should know what that price is off the top of my head. I do not. The pattern will be available separately, and it will be $15 if you wanted to choose your own fabrics. And I think that the rainbow combination is super, super fun. The original would have a white background. I think it could be super fun with a scrappy background, with a gray background, or with a black background. Your choice. It also could be fun if you chose a collection and just essentially chose your own adventure. So the designer of this particular pattern is Sarah J, and that's who did Block Bonanza. She's also done some other really amazing fabrics or other amazing quilt patterns. She is going to be leading up this quilt along. I don't quite have all of the details for that. I do know that Moda is going to be kicking it off in the first part of 2023, but first at the end of January. I'll have more information to be able to share with you. And we will be offering kits starting in January. If anyone was interested, please let me know. Also, let me know if it was something you're interested in to get a little bit of fabric every month, or if you just wanted to get a kit. All right. Then we have been playing around with the toes in the sand. If you watch Julie Herman, she's been talking about a temperature quilt. And after she talked about a temperature quilt, well, Moda jumped on and talked about temperature quilts as well. I don't know why, but I don't have a graphic right here to talk about it. You probably are familiar with temperature projects because if you knit, you've seen people knit scarves or blankets that are basically it's a diary, it's a weather diary. So I just got information today, which I'm super excited about, from Julie and Rachel from Jaybird Quilts for shop owner information. And we are going to we're going to help you, if you'd like, to put together different collections of fabric to be able to play along. They recommend starting with just small amounts of fabric per each, choosing a range of 15 colors to then play along. I thought it might even be fun to throw in some special novelty fabrics like snowflakes or raindrops, different things like that to kind of spice up and help you keep track of your days along the way so that you know which day is which. If you were looking, we were also talking, Nancy and I were talking, that what could be fun as well is that there's really no need for it to be a rainbow quilt. If you simply assign a fabric to a range, you could even take a beautiful line of fabric like, I don't know, I don't have one handy here. Okay, so I have Moon Garden, a beautiful range of Moon Garden here. Wasn't necessarily thinking Moon Garden, but if you pick 15 beautiful fabrics that go together and you put them together in a sort of arrangement, then what you could do is simply assign them the value, and then when it is time to use that particular fabric, you're using a printed fabric from a collection. So if there was a collection you loved and you were looking to put something together, the Julie Herman quilt is a braid. Very, very simple to put together, very, very simple to go along. She is going to be doing a monthly sewing along with it. And so where we come into play is that we will help you with providing logs at the end of the month of the highs and low temperature of any given month. Okay, so whether you wanted to do Julie Herman's and follow along there, if you wanted to choose another thing, or if you simply wanted to have our information to have the Elm Grove Almanac of the high and low temperature of the 2023 calendar year, we are happy to provide that for you. So that is that excitement. Also with Julie Herman, just finding it, I have all these great things to show you. She released her Fussy Cut Shapes, and these are 6 templates. Let's look overhead here. 6 templates that complement her Hex and More and Super Sidekick rulers. I am just going to quick get something to help me cut this. Really good packaging here. So Julie Herman is also going to be, I can't even keep up with all of her great sew-alongs that she's been doing. So she's doing something a little bit differently where we are going to be helping support with fabric and supplies. And for her quilt-alongs, she will be perhaps dealing a little bit more directly with instruction. So it'll be interesting to play along with her and her different things. These are her fussy cut shapes that we do have here. And this is really cool because they have texture, which will help with skid. And they also have the nubs on this. She is going to be having some quilt along in 2023 that is working specifically with these, which is super fun. I'm not quite sure about the information. This here, I believe, is the shape that she's using for her temperature quilt. So super cool that you could use that. But I really love being able to see the fabric. And let's just take a piece of fabric so that we can see the value if you've never used a fussy cutting ruler before. Here, oh, look at this. I have some great cow fabric to share with you. And Diane says that they also have holes for storage, which is fabulous. Okay, so we have this great, so the screen printing serves two purposes. The function of it being skid proof. The second is that it shows you where your seam allowance is so that you would know, oh, my tail would cut off. So that's super cool. So we do have these available in store and online now. I love that we have all the great shapes there. And these are 2.5-inch strip friendly, which is also very, very, very versatile. On another Jaybird note, I have been contracted by the Common Threads Quilt Guild in April, I believe, yeah, April 26th. I'm going to be giving a night sky demo, and so I'll be giving a guild talk as well as a workshop. So I believe that they're going to be opening up sign-ups to the public. And so if you were interested in participating with Common Threads Guild, let me know and I'll be able to pass on your information so that I can help you get signed up to be able to do that. So that's really exciting. All right. What else do I have back here? When I was at Market, I came back with this super, super, super cute Zootropolis 2 book. So we all remember the amazing quilt that Lisa put together with Zootropolis 1. The cool thing about the Zootropolis 2 book are that there are not only the really fun pillow options, there are several different quilt options that they share, which incorporate combination of the 34 animals that are in quilt number 1, or not 34, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 23 animals in Zootropolis 2, as well as some things in the first one, Zootropolis 1. So you could combine them, you could make a bus, but I think we'll be probably doing this type of quilt where we have it a more traditional set, where it is a square, a traditional sampler set. So we haven't figured out all the details for our timeline of this. Don't worry, because I know we are all recovering from the holidays. So this is not a January 1st start. Be looking for a February, March start for working on this. And this is just going to be a really fun program that you can either make individual projects or make a big quilt. Really, really, really fun. We had a lot of fun with that, and I'm looking forward to being able to play and make more block kits to be able to share with you. We have a variety of block kits available from Zootropolis 1, not the full complete quilt, but we do still have some available. All the block kits are just the fabrics. They are not the fabrics and pattern, because the pattern, all of the patterns come in the book. Timing on some of our gifty shipments from the holidays were a little off, as you know, the rest of the world timelines sometimes go. I want to share with you some super exciting treats that we got. So we got something that I ordered back in December of 2021. It arrived this week, just in time for the holidays for us. But, you know, 12 months, no problem. I'm excited that they came in because I have one stashed just for me. So if you are a Tula fanatic, you have seen these potentially somewhere else. I thought we would never, ever, ever get ours, but we got our fabric only scissors in. So this is a 2-piece set. Let me very carefully take this out here. Fabric only, black and gold, super pretty, super exciting. So we have the 2 snips here and this very exciting rainbow hexie foam insert with the Tula pink tin. There is a protective sheet on the top that I'm not going to pull off of this one, but super cool to go with, to add to your Tula pink hardware collection. So this set is available for $75. It is so amazing and gorgeous. We have just a couple here in the shop right now that are not spoken for. So if that is something you're interested in, please let me know. I did not put them on the site because I wanted to make sure that you guys got to be able to see it first. I'm going to set these aside here. And then we got in a Kaffe bag that we didn't get in the first round. So we got in the Kaffe medium bag. So in the Millefiori collection, we have the medium size bag, which is 10 by 14. This one is $19.99. Really, really cool. And the Kaffe bags have that puffy in it, so it's really, really nice. We still have a couple Dragon Your Feet and Kabloom. We have one Kabloom bag still in stock. The owls are currently out, but we will be getting more. And then we have one large project bag, which also has the strap available. That's the Kaffe. We have some of the really, really cool pins available as well. So lots of really fun stuff coming in. Didn't quite arrive in time for the holidays, but that's all right because, you know, as we start our new projects, the project bags are really, really great to be able to just add, you know, have a project bag per project as you're working on to just stay organized, just like I do with my butterfly quilt. So much easier to be able to grab and be portable on them, especially when I take things back and forth to the store. It's nice to know that this project's in this bag and this project's in this bag, just to keep me organized. So sometimes it's good to have all of your different project bags be different rather than be the same, so that you can identify them. So that is that. So those are the great things that I have there. So we have, for the brand new things that we know that we're going to do, we're going to be doing the Glitter and Gleam. We are going to be doing a Zootropolis. Now for our Thursday night programs, we are going to continue and have a program every single Thursday. Our format is going to change just ever so slightly, in that we are not going to have a week dedicated to any particular program. I'll let you know by Tuesday what we're going to be talking about on Thursday. And that way we'll be able to share with you the latest quilts, the latest fabrics that are coming in, different techniques. So I know we have some really great batik fabric coming in at the end of January. So in February at some point, we'll be having a program on that beautiful quilt that we're going to be designing. So some of the things that you haven't seen for a while. In January, we are going to be talking about making some seasonal table runners. Super exciting. So once again, not manufacturer specific, that we've been doing for the past couple years here at the shop. Kind of going back to some of the things that we had done with some of our other things, where we had pre-2019, we had a program called Strip Club, where we talked about strips and just showed you things that were strip related. We showed, and then there was some times where we showed you batik programs. So once a quarter, we showed you some batik things. Solid Club, once a quarter, we showed you solid things. So I want to make sure that I don't forget about all the areas of our store with all the amazing things that we have and all the amazing things that we're going to be adding. Be looking in January. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this. Be waiting in January, because we are adding a bag department, including a full range of Bayani products, and we're going to be adding other exciting products as well. So lots of great things to share and do and grow with you. As always, I always request that if there are products or techniques or quilts or hot things that you want to see, let me know, because there's only one of me and there are so many of you. I can't do it all, but I do want to make sure that we continue to represent the products and programs that you like to see and do. And I am hoping that the Glimmer and Gleam project is going to be a little bit more traditional, to be able to appeal to a range of you. I know a couple of you have already said, "Oh, that's a lot of stars." So if there are other blocks of the month that you are interested in, let me know, because even if we have things and don't dedicate a whole program to it, we love to make and do and be able to kit exciting things for you. Do I have any questions as we are hanging out tonight? I'm able to quick look at the screen. I know that a lot of you know that I'm solo tonight, so I can't answer, or I can't look all the time. So we are going to be here tomorrow, regular hours. So Friday is 9:30 to 5:30, regular hours. On Saturday, New Year's Eve, we are also here. We open at 9, and it is our plan to close at 3. So we're normally open till 4, but we're going to close an hour early. Historically, we've had, that's not an issue, because most of you have gone or are moving on with the rest of your day. And so we just thought we would close up just a little bit early to do our final closeout for the year. If you happen to come around at 3:10 and need that spool of thread, I'm sure I'm able to hook you up, because I'll have to close everything out for the year. But that is why we're going to close just a titch early. And then we're back on Tuesday like normal. So 9:30 to 5:30. We have our Christmas on clearance right now. and that is 30% off, which is super exciting. That is available in store and on the website, remember. So I had said it was going to go through Saturday. I am going to not be here in the store on Tuesday and Wednesday. So you'll at least be able to take advantage of that because I'm not going to be working from afar. You'll at least be able to take advantage of that until Thursday. But you do want to make sure that you pick it up sooner than later or buy it online sooner than later so that you get the best selection to be able to see what you would like. All right. Well, we have done so much this year. I am so grateful to all of you for participating in our journey. I am super excited for a super exciting 2023 for doing all of the things, making all of the quilts, trying all sorts of different projects, and playing with all of the things. I hope you continue on our journey with us. As always, happy quilting, and we'll see you soon.